All right, so I have come downstairs now to the archives. This is a very important part of the SABC, and I've literally come right down to a place that I've never been to before. And I've worked here for many years, and I've never, ever taken this trip down to what we like to call the deep archives of the SABC. And you do know that the archives play a very crucial role in fulfilling the SABC News' mandate, and it's our editorial broadcasting code as the public broadcaster. So let me show you what it is I mean by that, because that may sound all highfalutin and you don't understand what that means. Well, believe me, neither do I until you actually get to see what it is that we do here. So this, over the years, this whole history of the news of South Africa, not only news, but everything that's been shown is here. Everything, our history, our recordings, our first broadcasts, our movies. I mean, these are movies from, I'm not sure when this is from, but some of them I was seeing from 1945, some of them from the 60s. And what happens is we're going to take you through the process of, how we used to broadcast and how we broadcast now. But the reality is if we don't archive and preserve the history, we'll lose them, because technology has changed so fast, and living in a digital world is something that we need to take into consideration. So do you remember this, reel to reel? If you used to go to the movies and you would sit in a cinema, I mean, I used to go when we were in downtown Joburg, and we'd have to go to the cinema, and then they'd have to change the reel, they'd show you trailers, or you'd actually watch the news at the cinema, and then of course that would be how you would watch it. And then things changed over the years, and we're going to show you exactly how they did change as we work towards the whole digitization and archiving all of our history. So let me tell you who I've got with us. We've got Fana, who's the resource manager of radio and TV line record and news archives. We've also got Buti, who is the SABC champion and project lead on the digitization and preservation project. Guys, this is amazing. And I must say it's freezing in here, but obviously that's to preserve and archive all of the gold material that we have here, because this is gold. What we have here is gold.
Absolutely. Thank you, Leanne. Yes, we are excited to be part of this project. This is phase 2 of the digitization project. Perhaps I can hand over to our project sponsor, Mr. Seipei, just to give you a brief overview in terms of how did we come to where we are today.
Yeah, I want to do that, and I want you to physically do it for me. So talk me through the history. This is how it started, and now where we are. Talk to me.
So yeah, Leanne, as the SABC, we started, 1976, broadcasting TV. It would then mean that there's been heritage that has been kept as data that we needed to already progress and keep in terms of having to do reference, right? So we moved from these tapes, the 1 inches or 2-inch tapes, and some of the machines that we still have now, this is what we used to actually play tape at that time. We then moved to Betacam, this type. I think we got the machine on the other side. We'll show you if we've got time. And later on, we went to the DVC Pro tape. So this is the migration path that we've been exploiting in terms of getting, news and TV content. And so where we are now with the technology being so rapid, we're using files. So we need to move with the times, and with files, we are now digitizing all the content, having to get it into files so that we can use it and exploit it for our benefit as SABC, and also keeping the heritage and preserving the heritage of the country. Yeah.
And that's all hidden and saved in here. I mean, I'm seeing that the one tape you're holding here, yes. This is Good Morning South Africa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Good Morning South Africa, the 6th of the 11th, 1992, I think. Yeah, it looks like 92. And this is the actual broadcast. So every single broadcast of every program, of every news event is here.
Literally, yeah.
Yes. So you would remember, Leanne, that news started, which is why we're celebrating the 75 years, started 50 years ago, 1950 on this day. So I think on the foyer, we've got the radio archives, since we started on the radio, and you'll have from 1976, the start of the TV. You've got the demonstration, the exhibition there as well. These 1 inches are from the video entertainment. The Scoot is nice. Some of it is there on the Betacam. But for news, the scope is limited to Betacam, which is that one with the Good Morning South Africa and DVC Pro. And over here, you can see the machines are actually running, digitizing the DVC Pro content.
This is just fascinating. It's absolutely so this is kind of what this is what life looks like now. I'm going to scream around you here. So, we walked from the past there into the future, and this is now.
So what happened, Leanne, is that as we progress from old tape format, DVC Pro in the 90s or towards 2000 was the thing because it was almost digital, right? And we adopted it because of also trying to preserve as much possible the content. So whatever that we've been doing, we've been doing transition from one format to another. We actually moved from this to tape. We moved from tape to DVC Pro. Now we're moving from DVC Pro to file because all the systems, all the production systems that we're using for television, it's file based. So you can't use a tape now. And this is the migration path that we're using now to actually get the SABC content and the preservation of our legacy material to be kept so that we can reuse it whenever we need it.
That's fascinating. So you actually moved. There's a constant move. And do we have any idea what the future looks like? Because we never thought at this time that we would be storing something in a file or in a cloud. But obviously we're going to move again, and that's the future.
Definitely, and I think in terms of the change in landscape where content consumption has changed. Remember, people are also now consuming content in terms of telephone, in terms of smartphones, absolutely, tabs, and all of that. And people want rapid action in terms of this consumption. So you have to actually be in that space where content is available, and file-based is where everything is moving. So we are able then to send into our website, send into our SABC Plus platform, and people then can consume our content.
Yeah. And that's something that I think people have to understand. I'm scared to open my phone in case there's anything else there. But that SABC Plus app here, camera, come and find this. Although I don't have a signal here, but this app. And I want you to talk to me because this is where it all gets loaded. A lot of the content, a lot of the stuff that we have, sorry, the signal here is really on one bar, but this is it. This is where you've taken it from this and you've put it in here. And that is the power of the content that we have.
Indeed. And holistically, this whole process here is talking to not just news, but also the other content. You actually indicated earlier on to say the movies and everything. So we're digitizing end to end in terms of the SABC assets so that we leverage on it. There are people who actually want this content. I remember I think it was around 2018, if not 2015, if not, where there was a request for film regarding the Mother Queen, and we had to now go into our archives, look for that film, and digitize it for the British colleagues who actually wanted archive. They didn't have that piece. They knew SABC had, and we actually helped in terms of, and this is what we are talking about, keeping heritage so that it is when it's needed, we've got it. And this whole process here is to transition that kind of flow.
So my concern is the safety of all of this, because I would hate to see anything going wrong here. In terms of the protection of these kind of archives, of this information, of data, how imperative is it, and what kind of protection do we have for this history?
Look, for the factory, and hence we brought in the service provider to come and do the digitization here so that there is controls. But the reality of the matter, it talks to ethics as well in terms of what is it that you can do with the content as a service provider. So there is an NDA that we've signed with the service provider for the protection of our content. But also, if I may, I can talk about what is sitting in archives upstairs. Once again, we're getting trained archivists with the background of library science, knowledge management, so that they understand the theory that underpins the whole notion of archiving. So it talks to ethics, Leanne, more than anything else. No matter what you can try and do, you can build systems in place, but ethics, I think, are sitting at the core of how you then preserve and safeguard the content.
Yeah, this is just so. This isn't the only. This is the deep archives. There is another archive here in the building as well, where a lot of the stuff is kept.
This is the factory. This is where the digitization is happening. So we've got various archives within the SABC. Next door, it's the program archives. On the second floor, that's the news archives.
Amazing. Guys, this is very special. I thank you for allowing us to come down here and showing the viewers at home what it is that actually goes into this. And imagine, just again, this is how it was This is how it used to be. And I mean, imagine what the reporters and the news broadcasters, and I'm just thinking of news, had to go through to then dump this, edit it, cut it, paste it, put it all together, and physically doing it to where it is now, sitting on files and in clouds and all of that kind of stuff we never dreamed in those days would ever be possible. Guys, thank
But
you.
we're agreeing with Buti that this is not just phase 2.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking at a possible phase 3 because there's so many hours that we're doing on a daily basis. From a news point of view, we're doing about 900 hours every day that we send to the factory, and that requires quite a lot of manpower.
Never ends. And in a country like South Africa, where news, every minute of the day or every second there's something happening. All right, I'm going to leave it from here in the deep archives.